is declared as Ghana month.
Yeah.
I'm only wishing and expecting that after 69 years of existence as a Ghanaian, but for Ghana, I'm still wondering successes and our failures. It's as though the failures wants to outweigh the successes. Yes, because if we want to, put Ghana in the context as a human being, and looking at our situation and our age, it do not go.
Our situation need age.
Yes. Because, imagine a 69-year-old man or woman, and then this is his or her situation. It's a Ghana bravo. It tells us that we still have a long way to go. Because if we are unable to find our own oil, and we have to depend on the foreign land or foreign hands before we can have a finished product, a product that we can extract from our own soil, yet we are unable to refine it by our own selves. It's a huge problem.
Yeah, that's a deep one for thought. You didn't say you're ban shallow, but you've given us much to ponder about.
Anyways, I'm a patriotic Ghanaian, and whatsoever thing that concerns Ghana, I have interest in it. It's not only from the sporting aspect, So I'm saying all these things because we are in the Ghana month.
Yeah.
And so anything that will help build a wonderful Ghana, I'm into it. That was why I found so much interest in His Excellency's campaign messages that it is the time to reset, And so if you are resetting the country, all these situations need to come to bear and know how best we can all help in resetting this particular country.
Indeed, we are going to know how to reset this particular country. And Benito, you said it all. On that hot note for Ghana, I said Ghana D69, pressure abundant. So if you were to be a human being, you would have been on retirement by now.
Yes.
Maybe
9 years after retirement.
9 years after retirement, you are still
Ghana in Nipa, I'm not sure I think we see 3-bedroom.
Single room self-contained. We see an hour high.
Why? And do you know the aspect that pains me the more? We have all the things that would let a country be successful. Let me use that word.
Yeah.
Whereas we are not seeing those reflections in our daily lives. I'm not saying that if someone is 69 and probably is here to build his or her own house, it means that that person is a failure. No. But when all things have been given to you, yet you are failing, that is where my argument is coming from. We have gold, we have timber, we have cocoa. You can mention all these things.
Landlord.
I'm very emotional.
Let's water it down a little bit. Let's take our minds a little bit away from Ghana, although it's Ghana month. We'll come back. We'll definitely come back and come and dwell on Ghana sports and Ghana football. But let's take our minds a little bit away and let's look at what happened in Spain. Maybe to water down our hearts a little bit before we continue with this particular one, where the Copa del Rey second leg between Atletico Madrid and FC Barcelona was held at the Camp Nou, Estadio Camp Nou, the very, very new one, the Spotify Stadium. They actually held that particular one. But mind you, the first leg, Atletico de Madrid scored Barcelona 4 goals without any reply by Barcelona. So this particular one, Barca were hoping to overcome a 4-goal deficit, which has not been seen before in the Copa del Rey's history. But they tried, they huffed, they puffed. But let's find out how that particular game went with the highlights of that game. ended. So Benito, landlord, let me have your comments firstly on the Barcelona 3, Atletico Madrid 0 on that particular one. Then we move on to Como.
All right, thank you, Daniel. Sorry. Let's greet our people watching us live on Facebook and also Clog TV. We are grateful and we want to welcome each and everyone to the Ghana month. Yesterday I was able to watch this game very well. Although it wasn't on television, but I tried my possible best through social media and I watched the game from the start of the whistle to the end of the match. And it was a very nice game. Although Barcelona didn't qualify, but I was just asking myself, say, when I was watching the game, I said, whoa, if Barcelona continue to play like this, we can book a spot in the Champions League final. We can lift the Spanish La Liga. Because from the start of the whistle, it was fireworks non-stop. You could see Lamine Yamal on top form, Fermin Lopez playing, Pedri Rodriguez playing. Although Koundé got injured, they brought in Balde came in, Onusu Praye and Cancelo gave an assist, and McBanner was the man of the match of the day, scoring 2 goals. Then it was a very brilliant game. The game plan, Diego Simeone's boys came in, it really helped them. They came to defend, but Barcelona tried their possible best, but it was unfortunate that we didn't qualify. It was really bad. We wanted to win the treble as we were supposed to do last year. Last year we won the Copa del Rey in the La Liga, but this time around we are out of the Copa del Rey. But it's all good. But what I saw yesterday, if the boys and the team continue like this, we might. I'm not saying we'll leave the Champions League, but we can get to the final because
to leave the Champions League, you have to beat Arsenal. Are you ready for that?
We can beat Arsenal.
Hey.
But then we can beat Arsenal.
Benito.
A team has beaten Arsenal in the English Premier League before.
Oh, yes, definitely. Teams have also beaten Barcelona in the La Liga before. But when it comes to Champions League, no team has beaten Arsenal this particular season. They've played 8-1-8.
Okay, 8 out of 8. Check the teams.
They've played Bayern Munich. They've played Inter Milan. They've played Atalanta.
So the Bayern Munich that they played, they played the first match against Bayern Munich in the Champions League.
Not the first match.
It was
the fifth match.
The fifth match
of the Champions League.
Comparing Bayern Munich form right now to the previous one, Arsenal scored them. Now, this Champions League, it is a different game and a different form altogether. I'm just hoping that we'll get that chat. Barcelona versus Arsenal in the semi-final. If we beat them, I have a chat. Last season, I said this thing, so we are going to play the El Clasico final in the Champions League, but it couldn't happen. This year, inshallah, it might happen, but the way Madrid plays in the plan, I'm not sure it's going to happen because
if it's not going to happen, then we are going to have the English El Clasico, Arsenal versus Manchester City. Let's have your thoughts on it, Benito. Before we go into the Champions League places and all that, how the mighty has fallen. Just about 2 weeks ago, we were right here and you were beating your chest that Real Madrid were going to win the La Liga after they having a slender lead over their better rivals, FC Barcelona. But it doesn't look the case anymore. What's happening?
Yes, with the issue of Real Madrid, I think there are certain things they are not getting it right. Yes, I've said this thing on many occasions that it was a mistake to dismiss Xabi Alonso within that period. I understand things weren't going on well as Real Madrid, in fact, the top hierarchies expected. Yes, but then dismissing Xabi Alonso, of which we knew his exploit during Leverkusen's days. We saw how ready he was to fulfill promises at Real Madrid. And on the scale, if there is Xabi Alonso and there is Alvaro Arbeloa, on any day, Xabi Alonso showed us that he's a proven winner.
He's tactically more superior.
Exactly. So if things are not going on properly as expected under the administration of Xabi Alonso, you sack him, you dismissed him and went in for Alvaro Arbeloa. Rationally, you've not made any progress. If you are talking of these two managers and how they've shown their prowess. So I knew that Madrid isn't solving the problem. But then at this point in time, they are just rescheduling their problems. Maybe moving it from today to, let's say, tomorrow or the next day. And I had that confidence that Real Madrid would win the La Liga because looking at FC Barca,
is that confidence still intact? Looking at the number of games
at this point in time, no.
Do you think
because even under Xabi Alonso, where Madrid lost their focus and they lost their belief in the coach, they did not lose 2 consecutive games in the La Liga. But within this period, they've lost 2 consecutive matches in the La Liga
and
in the space of 1 week.
Opposition.
Yes, and for Barca to be on the league table or topping the league table with a 4 points difference, it speaks volumes. It tells us one thing, that if they've missed out on Copa del Rey, we know that Barca isn't one of the favorite clubs to win the Champions League. But at this point, it is sure for them in winning the La Liga. Most importantly, the Madrid that is competing them isn't within that safe period or that stable period. They've been inconsistent. And the moment Real Madrid is inconsistent, it leaves the door open for FC Barca. So at this point, unless miracle happens, I've listened to the interview from their coach saying that there are still 36 points to compete for. And so it's not over between
it's a marathon. We are probably past halfway. And that's where a lot of people have to put on the afterburners and have to maybe go on and show that they are really fit and they can go through. Looking at FC Barcelona, we've seen them also lose some points getting to the end of the season. Comparatively, when you look at the past 3 seasons, they've lost an average of 6 points all through the final 10 games of the season. Don't you think that can affect them in this particular run-up?
I do not see it that way. Consistent? Because one thing I'm sure many of us are not paying attention to is that last season's campaign, Real Madrid had similar opportunity to win the La Liga. But at some point in time, they lost that focus. This time, count the number of important players at Madrid that got injured. In fact, psychologically, it is bringing Madrid's team down. On the other hand, FC Barca is now introducing new talent. We saw for Marc Bernal, in his last 5 games, he scored 4 goals for Barca. So, even if, let's say, there is no Marcus Rashford, whom he had a top 4, if Rashford isn't available, you would see a certain Marc Bernal raising that flag higher. But what happens to Real Madrid? As of now, it is left with only Antonio Rudiger as a central defender ahead of their game against Celta Vigo on Friday. What does it tell? If you are part of the Real Madrid family, it tells us one thing. A typical example. Matches involving Man City and Real Madrid. It's proving that Vinicius and Rodrigo has been their best players. What happened yesterday? Officially, Rodrigo is out for like 10 months. So going to such games, obviously, you are losing the battle gradually. So you see, Real Madrid's problem compared to last season's situation and this season, it varies. That makes me very skeptical that Barca at this moment is having the upper edge, probably winning the La Liga. And to the credit of their coach in Hansi Flick, it has been a wonderful campaign from last season. And for him to guide the team win the La Liga back-to-back, it's a wonderful plus to him as a manager. And so, even though I'm a Real Madrid sympathizer, but looking at the trend of situation and issues, as of now, Barca is leading the race as to who can win the La Liga.
Barca is leading the race as to who can actually win the La Liga. That's what we are saying from Benito. He's actually succumbed to what he earlier mentioned over here first. FC Barcelona were not going to win the La Liga. He mentioned, or he reiterated that Real Madrid were going to win the La Liga. I'm sure Benedict will be watching this and he'll be licking his lips because he indeed said it. He's had one over his bitter foes. But then again, I should remind you that this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. It is indeed a marathon that is lasting 38 games, and we are just 26 games through. So 36 points to fight for. A lot of things that can happen, from injuries to maybe some refereeing decisions, some controversies that can happen in the game, as we know. So it's still a long way to go. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your comments as well. Join us on the Clog Sports Show by texting 0500500421. Join us 0500500421, and we'll be able to read your comments when you send us a WhatsApp. We have one or some messages coming in. This one says that, hello guys, good show. This is Dennis inside a Strongman Estate. And then we also have, this one says, hello Nana, this is Soldier Boy from Tema Community 2. Just like Benito said, it will be a miracle for Madrid to win the league. So people are watching. You can also drop us messages on Facebook in the comment section. We'll be kind enough to read them for you. So moving on, Benito,
yes,
let's tackle Como's antics in the Italian Serie A and the Coppa Italia. Como were fortunate, or not so fortunate. They beat Fiorentina by 3-1 in the quarterfinal, making a spot to face Inter Milan. The first leg happened yesterday. They played a 0-0 stalemate, but you can see that Como and their coach Francesco Fabregas are doing wonders in the Italian Serie A and also in the Coppa Italia. Lamont.
Well, I think the Como team is really doing wonders. Since Fabregas knows the game very well. He has been a player before, played for Chelsea, Arsenal, and Barcelona, so he knows the game very well. Sergio Roberto is there. They have a lot of guys over there. They are doing wonders. Yesterday I was switching the game to Como and the Barcelona game. It was a very, very interesting game. And they've made up their minds, say, these giants in the Italian Serie A, and they'll just beat them. They've beaten AC Milan.
Yeah.
They've beaten Juventus.
They've beaten Lazio.
Like all the big teams over there, they've beaten them. They started from last season.
They've beaten Roma as well.
They started from last season.
Yeah.
And they are doing wonders in the in the Serie A. I'm just hoping that we'll see them in the Champions League because we want to see them. Look at what Atlanta did in the Europa League.
Yeah.
They came to the Champions League and did something. So we want new faces. Our own Brest came, did wonders in the Champions League. And why are you laughing?
Stade Brestois.
Stade Brestois.
Yes.
Yeah. Stade Brestois came. They did wonders in the Champions League. All of us were saying, so Brest are there, Brest are there. So we want Como to come. Just because Fabregas, Sergio Roberto, and a lot of guys are doing wonders over there. At first, when I saw Sergio Roberto going there, I didn't pay attention to the team. But then when they started, whoa. And yesterday's game, people were thinking, Inter Milan will overcome Como, but they give them a showdown.
Yeah.
They give them a showdown. So I'll be very happy if they go to San Siro next week to beat Inter Milan, so that they go to the final. Because Inter Milan, to their kingdom come, any team that will meet him, I want them to beat Inter Milan.
Benito,
because of Barca sentiment.
It looks like there's some.
But with the Brest, it is the English version of the Stade Brestois.
What's your favorite thing about them? You like the shape of them? Do you like how they set up comfortably and attack?
Talking of Como and Inter, I don't want any problem.
Anyway.
Yes, anyways, that is from the flip side.
Yeah.
Yes, with the issue of Como 1907, I've really admired their team. Where Fabregas took the team from and where they are heading towards. And I had the opportunity to read a piece of something about why they even appointed Fabregas. And it was a 3 years development plan. Their idea wasn't about winning trophies.
Yeah.
If it happens, hallelujah. If it doesn't, it isn't part of their plan. So basically, it was to, groom the players, inculcate certain character and certain behavior in the players' mindset. And I can say that gradually they are on course. And why? Truth be told, if you have such a manager, realistically, in Fabregas, for those
who
of
is
us,
also a part owner of the club as well.
Exactly. For those of us who watched him play, his idea and his mindset, I'm sure it is gradually reflecting in their style of play. I had the opportunity to watch them play against Napoli in this Coppa Italia. Even though after scoring the first goal, Napoli came to equalize. But then the idea and the mentality, when they had the opportunity to win that game, unfortunately, they had to travel to extra time. They played in the penalty shootout. But with their composure and the mindset, that is why I'm believing that Fabregas is inculcating certain things into the players' mindset. And it is really yielding good results. I see them advancing to the next stage of the competition because
That's
now,
into the final.
Exactly. Now, their focus isn't about Chinchina Project Trophy.
Yeah. So
If it
there's
happens,
less pressure on them.
exactly. But Inter, on the other hand, they want to win the Scudetto because just imagine how they slipped and they lost on winning the Scudetto to Napoli last season.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, after leading the table in about a month now, so what will be the sound? It's a serious indictment to your level as one of the giants when we're talking of Italian football.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't be a surprising news that Como advances to the final because I'm sure that Inter's idea is to win the Scudetto this season, but not the Coppa Italia. But who knows? It is still from a slim or from the closest corner. Because Inter can also overturn the scoreline.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a biggest problem for Inter Milan. But with the situation of Como, if they're able to win their major trophy under Fabregas, it will be a plus. At least they would get to know that all these investments, all these ideas and this project is really on the right course.
And I tend to side with you very much in what your submissions and your analysis, Benito, because when you look at Como in the Italian Serie A, now out of all the games that they've played, 27 games, 20 teams, there are only 2 teams that have lost less games than them.
Exactly.
We have AC Milan, AC Milan who have lost just 2 games, and then we have Inter Milan who have lost 4 games. Como have lost just 5 games in the 27 league season, and that is Champions League sort of ambition and caliber. So what happens is that they tend to draw more often. So if they have the composure to make it in the semi-final, that is to take it to the penalties, and they have the composure to be the goalkeepers because there's less pressure on them, then they are likely to be the ones to win that particular trophy. So Como 1907, they are doing wonders in the Italian Serie A. And Leonard, I'll take your final comments before we wrap up.
I think when teams like this perform very well, especially with a coach where he has had a taste of the football before, and I feel very happy. But I feel sad within myself. Say, if you channel it to our country, it's very sad. We have former players. They are in this country right now. They've turned into pundits and always saying certain things. But if they go to this coaching course, it will be very good for comparing Como. If you see Como and you come to Ghana, if you are comparing Como to this our club side, I think I'll go for Como. Como will be a team like Samates. Because he came from Division 1, from the Serie B, and he came to Serie A. So I'll go with Como like Samates. As
not Legon Cities? Because I'm saying that because they were acquired by former players and all that.
No, the reason I'm saying
not in terms of ownership structure.
No, okay. But the reason I'm saying that is a style of play. Then as Samates in the league, they won the league last season, right? They are supposed to 2 seasons ago. They are supposed to do better things, focus on more on the league. But you don't know what is wrong. But Charlie Como is doing wonders. First, as far as Sergio Roberto is old, but Charlie, he's playing very well. And this player, before the start of the show, we were mentioning one player, Nico Pass. You didn't know what I'm saying. Nico Pass.
Or passable.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is
pass.
We'll let this particular one pass. We'll go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we have more to discuss. Don't go anywhere. Yes, and we are back here still on the nation's ultimate and number one sports show, and I'm here with Champion Benito, the champion of champions, and Isaac Opoku, aka the landlord of Ghana football. We're just talking about FC Como and their antics, and we talked about Nico Pass and his ability to actually pass the ball as well. We'll be moving forward. We'll talk about the Black Queens and where they are at the moment. They thrashed Russia by 4 goals to 0 in the Pink Ladies Cup, which was holding in the United Arab Emirates. It's quite unfortunate that they are still being held over there because of the tensions in that particular region. We'll talk about that particular one. We'll be talking about the new World Cup rule, who is also going to allow referees to use a 5-second countdown for throw-ins and then goal kicks to prevent time wasting. And then also, we know that there's Tottenham and the likelihood of they going into relegation. There's a new clause, or there's a clause that has come out in their statement that says that Tottenham stars will have their pays or their payments cut down by 50% should the club enter or go into relegation. We also have substituted players, new World Cup rules. We'll be talking about all of that. So bring in your comments. Let the comments come in, and we'll be kind enough to read them for you. Dennis is also watching us inside Ashoma Next State. This one is Soldier Boy, also watching us from Tema Community too. We'll go on, and then we'll be reading your comments. We'll be talking about the show's progress as well. We'll be talking about this particular Black Queens thrashing the Pink Ladies. That is thrashing Russia, I should say, and the Pink Ladies Cup. So, Benito.
Yes, sir.
Black Queens in UAE.
Yes,
thrashing Russia.
I've been going through their squad, and it's as though there are some quite new names and new faces in there. And I must say that Kim Larson and his ladies are doing well. I've watched excerpts of this particular game, and as usual, they really transited well from the days of Nora Hoptel and to the era of Kim Larson. And it is one of the additional commendations that should be given to the Black Queens, the technical handlers, the managers of that particular national team. And in the wider picture, to the Ghana Football Association president, I know him very well, that he's one of the few people and one of the football administrators that has women football at heart. And it is clear and evident ever since he took or assumed office, he's polished the women football, and it's gradually yielding good and positive results. It is a wonderful test for the Black Queens, most especially in their quest to do well in the women's AFCON. That has been rescheduled to South Africa. I know that they will go and do well. Yes, looking at their prowess and then their exploits, they will go and do well. That is the lady for you, Stella Nyamiche. And so they are doing well. And landlord's ex-crash was on the score.
And then also you look at the core of the team, as you're seeing in your picture. You have the Chantal Hlokaboy, who is also there. Nottingham Forest playing in the heart of midfield, attacking midfield. That is Stella Nyamiche is there, Doris Bridua is there, and then you look also in the middle of the pack. We have Grace Asantua, and we have Princess Ofori as well on the flanks. It looks as though we have once again, after the likes of 2003, 2007, and the likes where the Black Queens were doing exploits in the World Cup. Now it looks as though we have a similar core, of that particular players, a similar core of quality in the Black Queens setup.
Yes, if a team will be successful, in fact, for a persistent success, you need to be able to keep the core of your team. That is why I was glad that you were able to run us through the core of this Black Queens team. And if off head I'm right, you mentioned at least 7 players. So if within the starting 11 of a team, and you are still be able to keep the core of the team, and having as many as 7 of your regular players, it tells us one thing, that you are doing something right. And within this particular game, all these players that you mentioned, their names, were, important and they were very vital.
Doris Bredua with that particular goal. Did you just see the
technique? Goal, yes.
The technique, landlord. You said you don't.
Right after the game, he posted it on her X, and then he named it "As Usual of Me."
Yeah.
Yes, as usual of me. So it means that he is known for such things. I'm even surprised that landlord is quiet on this thing.
Landlord said,
and as his own crash, I
don't talk much.
But it was a striker's goal.
Just look at that goal.
Look at the technique and how he flipped the ball from the left side and then balloned it into that corner of the post.
All without the ball touching the ground.
Yes.
And now there's also another thing that we have to talk about. That is the rankings, landlord. When you look online and the Coca-Cola rankings, that's another goal by Doris Bredua. When you look online, the rankings by FIFA.
Yeah.
Now the women rankings, that's the national teams. We see that Russia is 22nd in the world.
Okay.
The Black Queens are 43rd in the world. But when you watch this particular game, it was as though you're watching women against girls. It was the stark difference was there, and the difference in class was also there. That is in this particular Pink Ladies Cup. Now you realize that the 23rd or 22nd ranked team in the world was performing abysmally, and then the 43rd ranked team beats them by 4-0 without any reply. So landlord, do we need to pay attention to the rankings, or it doesn't sit well for the African nations?
Well, Nana, I'm very happy. This lady.
Patience.
No, this was Zakaria. Nana, quick one on your question before I come into this Black Queens game. You know me very well. Say me there, Mbabo there. Friend Diagro. Nana, I think we need to pay attention to the rankings, but paying attention to we need to be very careful. You need to pay attention to this ranking. You forget it. What we are doing right now, Nana, I always say this thing. Say, God bless Kate and the entire people for making the the women football attractive. I always say this, Nana. First, when you talk about women football, it's tum-tum. Tum-tum. You know tum-tum?
Boom.
Boom, 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 boom. Good. And when they are going to come, you could see their dressing. It's very bad. But Nana, when they were going to UAE, you could see their dressing and the bags there. Nana, that bag is similar to the bag that Mbappe is holding at Real Madrid. It's not the same, but it's similar. It's similar in meaning, opposite in meaning. You see, it's similar to what Mbappe and the Vinicius Juniors are holding. So it means what we were pictured or what we wanted our man football has come to pass.
They'll make it a designer bag.
Good. Nana, that is what we want. Yeah. First, name blaster and but right now you could see
first we having
only 2 local players are in this team. The goalkeeper and this 90, they get when the 90.
Comfortable.
No comfort. The new game now, Zakaria and the Cynthia Macaulay. Only these 2 are African players. This lady signed a contract yesterday. The Oshe go now born in, I forget her name. She signed a contract yesterday in Europe. So you could see clearly Stella Nyamiche. So you could see that we are moving somewhere. That is what we want. So for the FIFA rankings, as time goes on, we will get there. We are going to play the WAFCON in South Africa. Our main target, I don't know for the coach or the GFA, our main target should be next year 2027 we want to go to Brazil for the FIFA World Cup. We want to go to Brazil because it's been a long time that we went to the World Cup. So I'm sure the first and second will go to the World Cup. So that should be our target. Nigeria is on top form, Cameroon on top form. Right now the other African teams are coming. Banana. But what I've seen in this cup that they are playing there, the coach and the team and the technical team, they are in for business. If we continue to play like this, I'm sure by 3rd April or maybe 4th April, we'll be able to lift the trophy at South Africa because now the ladies are really playing. From Doris Bredua, from Stella Nyamiche, and then kudos to our captain, like on preparing home. our captain is so fantastic, and for the goalkeeper to know, I don't know what to say. Mekana, I'm say Gumi, like I'm oh gosh, no, like they should just go and perform for us so that we want to travel. Next week we are going to South Africa. Right after South Africa, June, July, you call USA. Next year we want to go to Brazil.
Definitely,
that's what we want to. We will be traveling by the grace of God. So that is what we want. I told you. When we started this year, if you know very well, the atmosphere around our football it has changed. We don't do politics here, but the atmosphere around our football has changed. Look at the Ghana Premier League. Look at the Blasters. Look at the national team, the women. That is what we wanted. That is what we've been preaching every day. The last thing before I was saying is the attention that they are giving to the men. We've been able to make the men's budget clearly. Up to now, we don't know the budgets that they are taking to South Africa or maybe Morocco. We want to know so that they can perform well. Because now, if you give the attention to what they are giving to the men now, these ladies will go far.
Definitely, if attention is given, these ladies will go far. Let us know what you think as well. 0500500421 is the number that you can send us a WhatsApp message on, and then we'll be kind enough to read them for you. And now let's go into some new rules that FIFA are trying to implement for this particular World Cup. And before we go there, let's talk about the feasibility of this particular World Cup taking place in America, Canada, and Mexico. Talking about heightened security tensions in these regions, apart from Canada, that is. Now we've seen that there's been heightened tensions in Mexico when one of their drug lords were executed by the Mexican military forces. Now, after that, we've also seen that the United States and then their ongoing disagreement, I should put it that way, with the Iranian forces leading to the bombing of a military base in, that is, Bahrain and the likes. You tend to think that it's the environment conducive enough to host this particular World Cup, looking at how security tensions are heightened in these regions?
And I think for me personally, it's not good, but it is good that these things have all started before we go to the World Cup. We didn't want a situation where landlord we blast it. We don't want a situation like that. And it's so good. In this world, one thing I've come to realize is everything in this world happened for a reason. Yeah. So there's a reason why all these things are going on well. So I'm sure the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, will be talking to the head of state in their countries to tell them, say, I've seen American President Donald Trump as talking plain to say he doesn't care if Iran pull out of the World Cup. And we know him already. So on a day, he's a no-nonsense man. But as time goes, look at what is happening in UAE. Up to now, I'm sure if the Ghanaian team wants to come back to Ghana, or maybe goes to South Africa, or maybe where we are playing the WAFCON, but they can't go because playing to win 2-5 So we just want to beg. We know our station goes far a lot. We just want to beg these people because it's not easy. I saw a video of Kweku Menu saying it would be very shameful. Say we took Obi Mansu. So it's sad. When I saw
baby, I'm playing. That is even not a good thing.
So it's sad, but it's good though because we are in March now and June, July is around the corner. It's by this time there. As time goes on, if the talks are being talked very well, it will calm everything. Because this World Cup, it will bring so many things to their countries. It will bring so many things to Mexico, although they are developed already, but it will add up to something to them. People will come to their countries, economic-wise will go up, trading-wise will go up. So this is what we need as the whole nation, but we just beg them. I'm sure Gianni Infantino, I saw a tweet from them, from their website, talking about this issue, which is very good. So they should tackle it very hard for us because we don't want the situation where say, you too quiet now, the bomb this being
Okay. Benito, I'll have your thoughts on that one.
It shows how this world is unfair. Because Qatar hosted the World Cup successfully. There are no concerns of Russia hosted it successfully. But in the proper context, among these three countries, okay, in the wider aspect, let me make it 5 because it is Canada, Mexico, USA co-hosting. Whilst we had Qatar and Russia. If you are to mention any of these countries that are fight bound, off head, you would definitely say it's gonna be Qatar and Russia. But then they've hosted this tournament successfully with no concerns of fight or whatsoever. But in this situation, you know why? This whole story becomes national issue, and then it becomes security interest, because the moment they've been missiles here and there, it puts you in a danger position. But the only thing we can say is that you get my point, because football and sports in the real sense should be uniting people.
Yeah.
And it should, be bringing unity and peace. So in this instance, that many Ghanaians especially, let me talk for the Ghanaian youth, had the idea and they were anticipating to be witnessing the World Cup that would be hosted in and around America, Mexico, and Canada. It isn't pleasant. So, as Landlord Riley said, I've listened to the interview from the FIFA president, assuring that there is no cause of alarm, because whatever happens, the World Cup will be staging, and there will be no concerns of death and fight around the places of the World Cup. Even as of now, there are certain areas around UAE that are enjoying peace.
Yeah.
Most especially where the Black Queens are lodging. We've been told that there are no news of bombings and missiles being dropped. So let's hope and pray that all these situations will be calm, so that even before we enter next week, so that those of us that are planning to go for the World Cup will have sound mind, because psychologically so that we can go in peace.
Yes, not in pieces.
All right, so now we'll turn our attention to what's happening in the preparations for the World Cup. We're talking about refereeing decisions. Now, there is going to be a new rule, or FIFA is contemplating a new rule that will allow referees to use a 5-second countdown for throw-ins and goal kicks to prevent time wasting. So if you have a throw-in, like the time we've seen Brentford, they have a throw-in, they call one particular player, and then he holds the ball, he goes back all the way, like on Nancy from Aha to Tamale
Station.
Now at Tumor, that's the round-up before he throws the ball, which causes chaos and causes goals. But FIFA is saying that they are going to use a 5-second rule. If they count down 5 seconds and you are not ready to throw the ball, it's going to go for your opponent.
These IFA people, I do not understand them. Because, football should kind of raise some level of controversies. Because naturally, these arguments and debates brings the love of the game to a particular height.
Yeah.
But you see, you offer about 5 seconds, it goes against you and stuff. They are gradually bringing out the love of the game, the controversial aspect. It was a goal, it wasn't. He delayed, and this delay tactics thing, Jose Mourinho will be delaying, he will be packing bars, they just want to eliminate that love, that aspect of the game.
Yeah.
With all these rules, I am not against the rules, because
but it shouldn't be that mechanical.
Exactly. That is the technical word. They are gradually proving to us that the football now is becoming too technical. Ball crying near the mechanics be ashamed, detecting offside and stuff. And what is our ball now? Those controversial things that will be happening in and around the sporting thing, it is gradually diminishing. But that is their football. We can only deliberate on situations. But if I had the opportunity to vote, definitely I'm voting against.
Okay, so now there's also another one. It says that substituted players must leave the pitch within 10 seconds or have their replacement wait outside for 1 minute. So if they're substituting you have 10 seconds to leave the pitch. Now, this begs a question. If they are substituting a player who is around the center circle and is injured.
Exactly.
So now, if that player is injured and is around the center circle,
what happens to this?
What happens to this particular person who is being escorted out by Theseus?
That is the point.
And then there's another player waiting to come in for that person. So this is also another area of contention, another area that we have to think about, landlord.
Well, I think Benito has said it to me quite again. I want to refuse for more because you see there are certain things you can't take out from playing football. A typical example say an away team is coming. Yeah, two stadium gate. Yeah, my away team in camp. It is part. It is all part. And then my game near there. That is where the argument will start before we come back to the stadium. It will start. But I think I saw a tweet yesterday somewhere that people were saying, say we are growing, so we need to understand the game or the laws of the game very well. But Benito said something. This one is 50-50. A fa baby, a beboa, a fa baby, emboa. The reason being is that people really do abuse these rules a lot. As you said, Brentford, when they are going to throw, almost 4 players can touch the ball before the last player will throw the ball. Because they are in a comfortable lead. And when a team is leading, near a substitution now, you could see that but relax as in a wedding day or match by inside. But relax it. Whilst the opponents want to equalize or maybe score a goal. So I think these rules will make the game very tight. But the more fun aspects, about from Kakrabanana. Aklana sweating would dig a blue back. We have players who teams or players who not obey to these rules. A typical example to Jose Mourinho, you can give him a red card, you go and stay in the stand, he will still misbehave. It is all part of the game, but we're just hoping that these rules will just apply to, how do you call it, the World Cup. Because now, if they take this route to Africa, we will stop playing the football. Because if you are playing CAF Confederation and a team has scored you 2-0 in your home, now we'll call these Arab countries for now, you know them. They can lie down for 10 minutes on the ground, say we pray. Another player will be on the ground, which is very sad. So I think we're just hoping that it will be a one-time rules that would be used at the World Cup, because we know this FIFA for any change in front of, but we don't want these rules in Africa.
All right, so this is where we'll pause here and take some messages that are coming on social media. This is coming from Anani Suko Jokrum. He says tonight Arsenal win, Chelsea lose, Man City draw. The predictions are better. Tonight Arsenal win, Chelsea lose, Man City draw. These are his predictions for the Premier League this night. And then we'll go on to WhatsApp. Read some of the messages coming from, this one is coming from Niamu from Tishi. He says, these people should allow us to go and watch the World Cup in peace. He's talking about the Iranian forces, all the conflicts are happening. This one also says that at this point, the rules are too technical, hence reducing the beauty of the sports. This is from Fred from La Paz. And now let's go back to the Premier League. Let's talk about the Premier League a little bit right here. And about the Premier League, there is a particular player in the Premier League who is known to be very fast and muscular. His coach has come out to say that, hey, now, guess who the player is? Guess
Adama.
Yes. So his coach has come out to tell him that, my guy, actually, the gym is too much. Facey here, don't go to the gym again. He's been banned from lifting weights at West Ham. This was done by his coach. His coach was a former goalkeeper for Liverpool. So Adama Traore, they said, Adama, no more weights for you. Landlord.
But I don't want to talk about what the coach said to the player, but I have a message for the player. I feel like what we're expecting for him, Adama is a very good player.
Yeah.
He's very good, but what we're expecting for him as a player, he didn't give to we the fans, because going to Barcelona, playing for a lot of teams in the Europe, and we see Aga. Nana, he is very good. Pace, 100%. Dribbling, 100%. Like so passing, 100%. But look at him. Always pushing people down. Look at what he did to Kukurera. I'm sure because of what he did to Kukurera until the coach won him. So I think it is good, because now looking at him at Barcelona now and looking at him at West Ham now, you could see that the muscles this one he has to go and play is it kickboxing and I say rugby. Because this body is meant for this body, So I think is a very good one for him to say, for the coach to tell him that it is up to the player for him to listen. Because if he doesn't listen, he will be on the bench or maybe he didn't call Nkolani's side. But we expect more from Adama Traore. He's a very good player, very, very strong, energetic guy. But it's unfortunate that what we are expecting from him, he won't from my but better days ahead.
He's still fairly young,
yeah, almost like 26 or 25 years old.
So I'm sure he might be probably turning.
He's in the same range with Jewel. Jewel is 24. Jewel is 24, so I don't match in 2 years. Jewel is 24.
Landlord leaves me speechless on the show sometimes. We'll go turn our attentions to Tottenham, who are currently battling relegation. They are 17th on the league table, and they look as though they are going to relegation. So from the 18th, 19th, and 20th positions, always go on relegation. Tottenham are 17th at the moment on the English Premier League table. It looks as though they are definitely going to go for relegation, but there is a clause in their contract. The reason why we are giving this story is because we have Ghanaian interest over there. Mohamed Kudus signed for Tottenham Hotspur, and then we saw Stoneboy do that particular song for him. He's been injured on the sidelines recently, but it means that his salary is going to be slashed into two, and then one will be given to the club and one will be given to him. That is, Tottenham Hotspur have put a 50% reduction clause in the contract of their players that, hey, should we go to relegation, before you sign this particular contract, should we go to relegation, we are going to give you just 50% of what you currently earn. This is the story that's making rounds. Players like Richarlison, Mohamed Kudus, players like Dominic Solanke, players like
Kolomwani,
Xavi Simons, Mickey van der Ven, and the likes. They are all going to receive 50% of their salaries when they go into relegation. Their coach, Igor Tudor, has also come out to say that the levels at which they are playing is currently unacceptable. That's the levels at which they are playing at the moment, because you don't know what is wrong. Their recent game, they lost against Fulham by 2-1 once again. They were even 2-0 down before they had the consolation in the dying moments of that particular game. Benito, I'll let you take your comments.
Yes, it's an unfortunate thing from Tottenham, most especially with the Ghanaian interest in our star boy Mohamed Kudus. But realistically, all these situations popped up because they were informed by their sponsors that if they go on relegation, they will be withdrawing every sponsorship deal. And then why? A football club without sponsorship, how can you run it? It is impossible. So the moment your sponsors withdraws from being or being investing in your club, it tells us one thing, that all these monies that are used in paying salaries and wages would also not be given or would not be there. So then 50% of your salaries should be slashed. It's unfortunate. Initially, I was thinking that it was more political for Tottenham to be losing matches. But right after the exit of Daniel Levy, these problems are still persistent. So what then is the real problem? That is the question we are all seeking for the answer. But as it stands, Tottenham for no way, it will take a miracle. Let's see and wait if they can, get a few maximum points against Crystal Palace tomorrow. But it will be very devastating. Seeing Tottenham play in the Championship with the stadium after investing over £1 billion in building the stadium. No disrespect to the clubs in there, but to see Tottenham playing in £1 billion stadium as a Championship team.
So let's take a look at their fixtures, their last 5 fixtures. Just as it was on the screen, and then let's have a look at that now. Tottenham, you look at on 5th match, that is tomorrow. They'll be playing against Crystal Palace at 8 p.m. and then on 10th match, that is next week Tuesday, they'll be playing against Atletico de Madrid at 8 p.m. still in the Champions League. Now after that, they go and play Liverpool away at Anfield at 4:30 p.m. on the Saturday. And then after that, on the Sunday, then we have Atletico Madrid at home at 8 p.m. And then after that, then they have Nottingham Forest at 2:15 p.m. These are Tottenham's next 5 games. How many do you see them winning, landlord?
On a normal day or an old Tottenham that I know, like I would just go for all of them winning in these matches. Playing against Crystal Palace is not a game for Tottenham way back. Atletico de Madrid. When I saw the Champions League draw, and I told my brother in our local dialect, say, they should just forgive my words. But Atletico de Madrid and Tottenham are on the same level. Liverpool, they could have given Liverpool a tough time. Look at what happened to Liverpool yesterday. Wolves beating them 2-1. Nottingham Forest, and now Nottingham Forest is also doing wonders. But now I see them pulling a massive something against Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest. But for the 2 games against Atletico de Madrid and 1 against Liverpool, it's very difficult for them. So for them, I'll just go for Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest. They will just overcome these 2 teams. But for Atletico, Liverpool, and Atletico again, Atletico can beat them home and away.
Benito.
I'm just going through the injury list. Yes, it's serious. Having James Maddison injured, Lucas Begvar, Rodrigo Bentancur, Ben Davies, Dejan Kulusevski, Destiny Udogie, Mohamed Kudus, we talked about him. We were saying Odobert also injured, and having Christian Romero being suspended. For me, out of these 5 matches, where I find hope in for Tottenham, it will be tomorrow's game against Crystal Palace. Even with that, at least a draw. So they are guaranteed of at least a point in that game. But Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, and Atletico return league, they should forget about it. Nottingham Forest. So out of a possible 15, I think at least a 2 points for them. Yes. That is for Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest game.
Drawing.
Yes.
And you are giving them
with Atletico Madrid home and away, they should forget about it. With Liverpool, they should forget about it.
Especially Liverpool back in Champions League.
They should forget about it. They will fall like that thing fell. Exactly. They will fall.
Okay, so we'll be rounding about time is fast spent because where the dimensions to which the conversation is going.
I'm interested.
We need angelic intervention. Now, let's talk about the Ghana Football Association, and then the FA, the Competitions Department of the GFA, has come to announce that the FA Cup, that is the schedules for the FA Cup, the final 8, that is the quarterfinal that we are at the moment. The 8 teams remaining in the tournament will compete across 2 locations, that is the Cape Coast Stadium. Mind you, let's put in mind Cape Coast Stadium and then the Nana Fosu-Jiabo Park at Techiman.
Nana Fosu-Jiabo is Doma.
Doma, yes. There. So these are the 2 places. Thank you for the correction. These are the 2 places. That's the Adriana Star Stadium and then
Cape Coast
Stadium. These are the 2 locations.
Is it the Robert Mensah answered the normal Cape Coast
Stadium, the one behind the University of Cape Coast. So these are the places that...
You say Nana Fosu-Jiabo?
Nana Fosu-Jiabo. Bichim.
Doma is Osajafo Ajumambedu.
So bomb confusion.
Nana Fosu-Jiabo is Bichim.
Bichim United Stadium.
Bichim. Nana Fosu-Jiabo Park. Bichim.
Yes, so let's give a final comment on this particular one because time is fast spent.
I feel like let me choose the words carefully. I feel like Sebe.
Or the bond tougher. One word.
We are the FA. Who are the people in charge of this FA Cup?
The Competitions Department of the GFA.
They are not serious. I don't want to talk about. They are not serious.
Benito.
They are inconsistent.
Okay, all right. So this is how
it's similar in meaning.
It's similar in meaning. So this is how we are wrapping up today's sports show on Clog Sports, your ultimate in the one sports show. Before we go, final comments and final
comments.
Come back on Friday.
We come back on Friday, and we are in a Ghana month, and we are still in the confirmed. We are still in the mood of traveling. So please, as landlord, I've avail myself to do this thing. Please, official campaigner. Yes. Make sure you don't give your money to any agent. And God being so, when we started the show, I was mentioning one guy's name. He has repented. He has repented to stop taking people's money, because if you don't take it, we'll arrest you. So please, Forget about the bomb that they are throwing. God is good. By Monday, we will not hear any bomb. We are going. The Clog TV crew, we are going. Then you sit there and produce the morning shows and the lifestyle program. So please make sure you don't give your money to anyone to chop your money. If you want to get married, to prepare yourself and get married. Thank you.
What has this thing got to do with getting married?
My last word.
We need to find out.
Anyways, we're coming back on Friday.
To
do what we do best. Yes,
sure.
So.
All right, so on this note, we are rounded up today's Clog Sports Show, your ultimate #1 sports show in the nation. My name is Nanaya Asari. It's been a pleasure for welcoming me into your homes, your phones, your screens to bring you the best in the world of sports. We wrap it up here and we say arrivederci